Hey guys, Chris Cosby here, CEO of Parkridge Health System, coming to you with the next edition of What's Your Why Wednesday. So I'm very excited for my guest today. This is Doug Albritton. He's a nurse on the 5th floor for our ortho spine unit. I had the pleasure about 4 months ago to do a walk a mile in your shoes with Doug. I was so inspired about how he cared about his patients and his coworkers that I wanted to invite Doug to be part of my What's Your Why Wednesday for this edition. So, Doug, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. So real quick, Doug, where are you from?
I am from Chattanooga.
Okay, but like Chattanooga or like a certain part of Chattanooga?
Signal Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then family, what's your family?
Well, I am one of 6.
Okay.
My father was an MD. He helped start the AA group here in Chattanooga.
Okay. Yeah.
Back in the 60s.
Okay.
I've got 2 kids.
Okay.
I've got 2 boys.
Yeah.
One's 29 and one's 26.
All right.
My 29-year-old is a doctor of pharmacy.
Awesome.
And my youngest one is an actuary.
Okay. Awesome. And then you have grandkids, right?
I do.
Yep.
2-year-old.
Yep.
And her name is Sadie Ann.
That's right. I remember when I spent time with you, you were beaming with pride when you talked about your granddaughter. Yeah. All right, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So Doug, I mean, I spend time with you. I know you're driven about what you do, and you and I have had these conversations about there's good days and there's bad days, right?
Oh yes.
Every single
Yes.
day, and you just never know what hand you're going to get dealt once you get here and you walk through that threshold. So, but on those bad days, you gotta be driven by something internal that it says, you know what, I'm here and I'm going to get through this day. I'm going to do this because our patients deserve it. But I'd love to hear what's your why and what drives you to do what you do every day.
Okay. My mission started about 27 years ago when I went back to nursing school.
Okay.
My father-in-law was a patient and dying. I had an opportunity to see, and this was before I became a nurse.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to see examples of good nursing and bad nursing because he was in intensive care for 6.5 months.
Oh, wow.
He coded 3 times.
Yeah.
So I had that opportunity to see nurses work.
Yeah.
And I was one of these folks that badmouthed the nurses when I saw bad things.
Right, right.
But I started thinking, and you never know what those nurses are going through.
Right.
So instead of, I went to nursing school after that because that was the catalyst that got me going.
Right.
You have an opportunity to be a help or you can be a hindrance.
Right.
And you have to make that choice every single day.
Right.
So I wanted to be one of the ones that made a difference in patients' lives.
Right.
And I wanted to be one of the good ones.
Right.
So every day I strive to be a good one.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, when we spent time together, you talked about you take pride in training the next generation of nurses. I remember you talking about you view it as your opportunity to inflect into people. And do you mind if you just kind of share real briefly why you enjoy doing that with our future nurses?
These young kids coming in, and I call them kids because I'm so old.
Yeah.
But anyway, they have an opportunity to do something good.
Right.
We make a choice as nurses to do this.
Right.
You can't do it just for the money.
Right.
You have to do it for something else, and you have to figure that out.
Right.
I figured it out when I was, 27 years ago.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a help and not a hindrance. So when these kids come in, that's one of the things that I talk about.
Yeah.
I tell them, I said, listen, if you don't want to help these patients, turn around and go home.
Yeah.
Because you're wasting people's time.
Yeah.
These people are hurting. They're here for a reason.
Right.
And you have an opportunity to do something for them.
That's right.
Do it.
Well, people, their anxiety levels through the roof when they seek health care, right?
Absolutely.
They're seeking help. Some people are seeking miracles, and we get to be a part of that every day. Every day we get to participate in trying to help someone find a solution or look for a miracle, and I find that it drives me as well to help people, and I see that in you. And when I'm on the units and I see you talking to your peers, or I just want to say thank you for what you do. You make a huge difference here at Parkridge, and I really value you for that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, thank you for joining us for this edition of What's Your Why Wednesday. I really appreciate Doug being here. And remember, at Parkridge Health System and HC Healthcare, above all else, we're committed to the care and improvement of human life. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.